Hi everyone, this is Samrat from Industry Outlook. So we are part of Silicon India group of magazines, and we've been in the publication space for almost 3 decades now. And today, yes, we have with us Abi Roni. He's the country head of India at Unispace. So you might be aware of Unispace. It is one of the front runners when it comes to offering and devising some of the best in class workspace solutions. So yes, Abi, thank you so much for allotting your time, and let's have a quick run through your experience. We love to have the expertise that you bring to the team.
Thank you for having me. I lead Unispace for India, and I've been with Unispace from the past 6 years.
Yeah.
And prior that, I used to work in the civil industry and put together about 2 decades of experience in creating and building workspaces.
Perfect. So how have you been leveraging those experiences, and how do you see today's, as one has to stay at par with, the ever evolving market trends, especially when it comes to workspace. So the demand, the expectation has been ever evolving. So how do you see this change?
Yeah.
We'd love to know that.
Yeah, I think as an industry, workplace design has been evolving very fast paced. I remember when I started my career, we used to have, quick example, we used to have, if you go to any office, there used to be cubicles.
Right.
And fast forward, now we don't have that anymore. Maybe the younger Gen Zs are not even aware of what is a cubicle would look like. So it's highly fast paced. And the demand is much more higher because we've got different generations at work right now. So yeah, it's a super fast industry, evolving industry.
So yes, and also we'd love to know. I mean, given the presence of Unispace across geographies, there are always differentiation, the diverse culture, the experience. So how do you tailor, your solutions as per to meet the exact, the expectations of your clients? We'd love to know that aspect.
It is wonderful actually. It gives me pride that we've got a large organization. We are present in different continents. We have, we are working in different countries, almost 10 to 15 countries at any point of time. But when we come to workplace design, one thing which is really different is there is no one size fit for all.
True.
You have to really understand how the client works, what are their aspirations for any given type of the project. And if you look at Unispace, at any point of any offices, any studio, we don't have experts working for us. For example, Bangalore studio or any India studios, it's driven as well as delivered and designed and serviced. Our clients are serviced by the local team. So we always take this insight globally from different expertise, different markets, and we arm ourselves with this insight what we are getting from different geographies.
Right.
But then we look at local nuances,
Right.
customize to local market, and the team who are in the market are delivering it. So it's always a customization goes through. We call it as workplace strategy. Just to give you a little bit of context, let's say that the recent workplace insight survey, leadership visibility in an office may be completely different from North American offices to India.
True.
Let's take another example of a workplace density. That will be very different in the Europe compared to what in India.
Absolutely.
So, in the end of the day, we have to get to the local market, and that's how we are. The local team is on ground, continuously working with the local clients to understand what do they require, and then arming them with the global practice, best practices.
Exactly. Bringing the best balance
Yes,
between the global and
it's
the local.
the right balance.
Right. And even if you look at India, I mean, it's a very diverse culture.
Yes.
So how do you see as a country head? I mean, how do you, develop your strategy to, meet the expectation of different geographies in India itself?
Yeah, I mean, when I talk to my colleagues in other locations, I always say one of the key aspect of India is everything is fast-paced, and if I need to have one weapon with me to work with Indian, let's say, the fast-track growth India is having right now, it's agility, and then coupled with adaptability. Everything we do has to be faster. It does not mean it has to be cheaper or you're cutting the quality or something like that. But when we talk to any clients in India, every time they want it to be faster and highly scalable and adaptable. I think that's a mantra we always have as a large Unispace India team. We keep up in that speed to deliver to Indian clients.
And given your individual perspective, how do you see it? I mean, when it comes to the mantra behind the leadership, how do you take it? I mean, we'd love to know the approach that you as an individual follow.
Yeah, I believe you have the strategy, you've got the best tools in technology, but end of the day, I like to look at it as a people's place. The people who comes together for a larger objective, they deliver it. When I started Unispace in India, I started building team around me, the best team around me. So it's just like a very strong family. Everybody focused into making the client's objective all the time met. So it's a large team with a single objective to serve our client better and better as we go.
Thank you. And speaking of the technological front, how do you think we can leverage the advanced technologies to drive the needed innovation in the solutions delivery?
This is a wonderful question actually. Unispace as a company, because I've got experience working in different companies in the same industry, one of the key difference Unispace make is we heavily leaning into technology when it comes to workplace strategy, designing, and construction. I'll break it up a little bit.
Yes.
In terms of workplace strategy, I think Global Workplace Insight is a series. I like to think it as a doctor would check pulses, right? We always go into the industry. For example, the recent survey is done in about 14 countries, 14 markets, more than 5,000 full-time employees. And I believe early Gen Zs, late Gen Zs, early millennials, mid millennials, and all the way up to Gen X. So we take all that data, and that data point, then our team, specialized team, then will create that into design principles so that we can apply to any projects and any clients. Obviously, with the localization of that, right? So we lean into that research a lot. I think Unispace is one company who really benefit from the continuous research we do. In terms of designing, I believe again we are really equipped by the best-in-class tools. We use digital twins for creating the design space before even actually we start construction. We use something called as UniBIM. All the 3D models are created with that tool, so that one you're not fighting for changes or site conditions at the later stage when you start construction. We're able to control any changes, cost variation, anything, because we're doing all of that in the digital twin of the workplace beforehand. And when it comes to construction, again, Unispace is a pioneer at making sure that we've got the best-in-class systems. We use something called Procore. That is a cloud-based software to help our project managers to make sure there is predictive analysis done on the schedule. We are always communicating with our clients in terms of what's going on at the site. And we also use technologies like Workspace to make sure that all of the team is integrated into the know-how of the project at any point in time. So I think in short, we do lean on technology a lot.
A complete hand-holding, so to say.
Absolutely.
Perfect. And any other specific strategy that you would like to speak of that has given you guys the edge over you?
Yeah, I think one more side of it is, the technology, the array of technology Unispace has. Again, when I compare with typical process which is followed in market, we straight away save, let's say, if I'm building an office for a client, which is, let's say, 50,000 square foot, just for discussion's sake. Compared to the local market practices, we are able to do at least 30% faster because we have these technologies inbuilt and the team is already trained. So I think I would always say that as an added advantage for anyone who's working with us.
Sure. Competitive edge.
Absolutely.
Yes. So yes, what about the green culture that is happening? How do you think we can drive the further sustainability when it comes to the workspace? Would you like to speak on the green revolution that is impacting?
Yeah. One thing I realized, and it's a great positive sign. The more you speak to the Gen Zs or the people who are currently at workplace, for them, and also for probably that drives to the larger culture of offices or large corporates has. The sustainability is not something an option anymore. It's a baseline.
Mandate.
Yeah, it's a mandate. So if you talk to the best-in-class corporates. Let's say we're talking to the developers, we are talking to IPCs or anyone who is a stakeholder of this industry. They say the sustainability is a must. It is not an option anymore. People are more concerned about what kind of value system that brings in, how we are giving back to the earth.
Right.
So I believe sustainability is not an option. And in Unispace, we've got majorly two approaches. One, most of our design team, professionals are vetted sustainability professionals, and they understand LEED and wellness and all of them. So whether our clients go for a certification or not, the product they get as a designed, thoughtfully designed space is already sustainable. Secondly, our procurement team and the construction team constantly work with suppliers who are more conscious in terms of green initiative. So we are always evaluating and bringing forward people who are more sustainable in terms of using the right materials.
And being in a leadership role, so how do you tend to carry out your team so that they are at par with the company's goal, vision, and also at par with the client's expectations?
Yeah, I believe other than technology, one thing I can say about Unispace always put efforts into is making sure that all of our team members are trained. We've got an array of training programs which is driven by our people and culture. They keep constantly upgrading our team from top to bottom, from the leadership to all the way up to project manager or a construction manager. We look at what's happening in the global market, what are the potential areas to innovate, and then we train our people as well to make sure that they're all at the forefront. We are good as our people, right? We need to make sure that the complete team is trained well and they're at their optimum.
Exactly.
And interestingly, our supply chain as well. Again, we are as good as our supply chain.
Sure.
If we don't train them and if they don't deliver like a global consistent level like Unispace would want to, we will fail.
Sure.
So we not only at our team, we also go to another level of making sure that we constantly engage our subcontractors, sub-consultants to make sure that they're trained on the best practices.
True. This is indeed true because a single general can't win a war. That is
Absolutely.
always an army.
Absolutely. End of the day, it's a larger team,
Exactly.
Extended team who are delivering for the client.
True. How about the outlook going forward? Where do you see this space going forward? What can we expect in the years to come?
From the Unispace, from the market?
Yes, from the market perspective as
Yeah.
well as how do you think you guys will be staying at par?
Yeah, I think I'll take the market part first.
Yeah.
I believe that we're seeing a lot of momentum in people are more concerned about how their offices should look to. This is all the way from the leadership to someone who is coming and working at the office. They are more vocal. If you go through the survey reports, you'll find that people are more vocal about how their space should be. They talk about 3 C's, which is comfort, calm, and customization. So more they get vocal about what they need at the workplace, it's a good sign because the leadership could support that from somebody who's building an office for them. They could support us and we could build it in such a way. So that momentum is happening. Offices are never going to go away. You will see changes. If you look at a shorter future like 2030, you will still see a lot of offices. The space will never come down. The typology may change. You may not be seeing that. We're already seeing post-COVID, right? You don't see a sea of workstations because people have figured out they may be working from home. If it's an individual task, I can head down and focus. I may do that at home. It's much better. So in terms of the type of spaces you build may change, but office is going to be there. And I think it's going to be more empowering for people to come, build the trust, collaborate, and deliver even better results.
Thank you for that insight. And how do you think Unispace would be staying relevant with that?
Yeah, I believe this is where we come as one of the forefront runner in the market. As I said at the beginning, we always collect these data points. I believe that Unispace is probably is one of the best aspect of Unispace. Always keep checking what's happening in the market.
Staying relevant.
Yeah, staying ahead of the curve
Right.
in terms of understanding what is end user wanting. So we had a survey just when we came out of the COVID, we had developed a model called the Propeller. 1 year later, COVID, we had another model, research survey and a campaign called Resilience from Restriction. And then last year we had another one, and this is the one currently it's called the Moment of Clarity. So that's the latest survey. So what it does is we really get the pulse of the users. We are not not repeating what market is doing. Instead, we are looking at what employees want.
Exactly.
Large case studies across the globe, different industries, and then we are preparing ourselves to deliver to that. So, as the office design and this market changes, I believe Unispace will be always at the forefront because we are ahead of the curve in terms of research.
We really want to wish you the best.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
And thank you, Ronnie, for all those insightful answers. And so, yes, lastly, given your experience, we'd love to have a piece of advice from you and for young and budding, entrepreneurs or leaders or professionals who wants to, stay upfront at this space. We'd love to have a piece of advice.
Thank you. From the context of workspaces, I believe it's no longer about creating a beautiful looking office. That concept is gone. Now I believe that we need to start looking at what the employees or the end users need, and then cater to that. Yeah, the functionality, the design should follow the function.
Right.
Yeah.
A perfect balance.
For all the designers out there, who's designers, project managers, construction contractors, everybody in our industry, I believe we should start looking at that first and create spaces which enable the employees or the users to be the best version of themselves.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Abi.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone, for joining in, and I really want to really wish you the best for all your future.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me.
It was our pleasure. Thank you so much. Yeah.